Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest stories in finance right now, Charles Schwab's absolutely record-breaking year. We're going to break down how they did it, and more importantly, what it all means for investors. So, Charles Schwab just wrapped up what you can only call a historic year. We're going to get into exactly how they pulled it off and what this incredible performance really tells us about the future of investing. Okay, let's just start with the headline number because, wow, we're talking a record-breaking $23.9 billion in revenue for 2025. Now, that isn't just a number on a page. It's really the result of this powerful growth story that we're about to unpack. But you see a number that big, and you gotta ask, right? How exactly did they get there? Who's driving all this growth? And, most importantly, what does it tell us about the year ahead? Let's find out. All right, first up, let's get into the top-line results. These numbers really set the stage and just show how massive 2025 was for the company. I mean, the growth here is impressive across the board. Revenue is up 22%, and client assets are creeping up towards a massive $12 trillion. But the real story, the kicker, is on that bottom line, a 50% jump in adjusted earnings per share. That tells you their growth isn't just big, it is incredibly profitable. And get this growth wasn't just, the market lifting all boats. Nope. Clients actively moved a flood of new money over to Schwab, over $500 billion in what they call core net new assets. This is fresh capital, and it shows a huge vote of confidence from investors. And just to put that into perspective, that $519 billion in new assets, that represents a 42% increase from the year before. I mean, that kind of acceleration just doesn't happen by accident. It's a super clear sign of immense client trust. So that's the big question, isn't it? Who is actually driving all this incredible growth? Where are all these new clients and this flood of new money coming from? Well, according to President and CEO Rick Wurster, they're basically winning with everyone. It's not just one type of investor. It's a broad, diverse client base. And you know what? The data completely proves it. And this is where it gets really, really fascinating. Just look at this demographic breakdown of new accounts. Nearly a third of them are from Gen Z. You add it all up, and almost 60% of all new retail clients are under the age of 40. This is a huge signal that Schwab is capturing the next generation of investors. And that powerful wave of younger investors, it fueled the opening of a staggering 4.7 million new brokerage accounts in just 1 year. This isn't just about 2025. This is Schwab building its customer base for decades to come. But look, getting new clients in the door, that's only half the battle, right? The real secret sauce to Schwab's success is its strategy for deepening those relationships, becoming a totally indispensable part of their clients' financial lives. And they're doing that by building this whole financial ecosystem around their clients. They focus on 3 key pillars: comprehensive wealth management, modern banking and lending, and of course, their powerhouse trading services. Their innovation in banking is a perfect example of this strategy in action. What used to be this slow, month-long process to get a loan secured by your assets has been totally transformed into a digital experience that takes, on average, just 1 day. And that relentless focus on making things easier for the client has had a direct and really powerful result. It led to record bank loan balances, hitting an all-time high of $58 billion. That's nearly double what it was in just 2023. And when it comes to the trading world, their dominance is it's undeniable. They're not just number 1 in daily trades. They handle roughly 10% of all U.S. trading volume. That makes them a central pillar of the entire market. Okay, so let's connect all these dots. How does all this client growth and this deeper engagement actually translate into those record-breaking profits? A key concept you've got to understand here is something called net interest margin, or NIM for short. Put simply, it's how much profit a firm makes on its cash and lending. And Schwab's expanded to a very healthy 2.9% in the fourth quarter, which shows their lending growth is highly profitable. So it all creates this powerful, self-reinforcing cycle. You grow the client base, you deepen the relationships to grow revenue, and then that record revenue powers massive returns for the company's shareholders. And oh boy, did they deliver on that final step. The company returned a massive $11.8 billion to its shareholders last year through a mix of dividends and stock buybacks. So, after a historic 2025, how does Schwab top it? Let's take a look at their game plan for 2026. Yeah, they are definitely not resting on their laurels. They're making aggressive moves into new growth areas, acquiring Forge to get clients into private and alternative investments, launching spot crypto trading in the first half of the year, and doubling down on AI to drive efficiency, with over 220 use cases already in action. And their official financial outlook really reflects this confidence. They're projecting another year of strong, near double-digit revenue growth while keeping expenses in check. And all that is expected to drive adjusted earnings per share way up into the upper teens, continuing their powerful growth story. This leaves us with a final provocative question. Schwab's record year was built on this kind of perfect storm of client engagement and a strong economy. But their financial model is sensitive to interest rates, right? And the Federal Reserve is signaling cuts are on the horizon. So, can their financial engine roar just as loudly in a changing economic environment? That is going to be the key story to watch in 2026.